Well, a very good afternoon and welcome back to the FGB Arena here in Abu Dhabi on the final day, the final block at the Abu Dhabi Grand Prix 2014. We're about to get underway with all the medal matches, all the bronze medal matches, and of course the 5 gold medal matches to bring you. Let's have a look at some of the fights that are coming your way. We'll start with the bronze medal matches in the under 90 kilo category, and the first of those features Karolis Bauza of Lithuania. He's up against Kirill Voprosov of Russia. The second of the bronze medal matches in the under 90 kilo category features Mamadali Mediev of Azerbaijan. His opponent is Cyril Grossklas of Switzerland. And then the 2 bronze medal matches in the under 78 kilo categories. First up, Uschi Steenhuis of the Netherlands faces Jo Abigail of Hungary. And Kayla Harrison of the United States of America faces Sol Kyung of North Korea. What a match that should be. In the under 100 kilo category, Liz Buyakub of Algeria faces Elmar Gazimov of Azerbaijan. And Toma Nikiforov of Belgium faces Cyril Marais of France. In the plus 78 kilo category, Svetlana Iromka of the Ukraine faces Sarah Adlington of Great Britain, and the second of those features another Ukrainian, Irina Kinzerska. She's up against the Russian Zhenya Chibisova. In the plus 100 kilo category, Maciej Shanashki of Poland faces Daniel Allerstorfer of Austria, and the last of the bronze medal matches is Roy Meyer of the Netherlands. He's up against Russia's Renat Saidov. Okay, the gold medal matches then. Well, it's the world silver medalist and current junior world champion Todd Christian of Hungary. He faces Noel van der End of the Netherlands. And then in the under 78 kilo category, the final is between, surprisingly, Victoria Turks, who knocked out Anna Maria Valencic, the number 1 seed, knocked her out in the second round, and then defeated in the semi-final the previous world champion Sol Kyung. Victoria Turks of the Ukraine will face Luisa Malzahn of Germany. In the under 100 kilo category, Dimitri Peters and Karl Richard Frey in an all-German final. The bronze medalist from London 2012, Dimitri Peters, facing his teammate Karl Richard Frey. And then in the plus 78 kilo category, it's another German, this time Franziska Konitz. She faces Yu Song of China. Yu, at the moment, the pick for the Chinese in the plus 78 kilo category. Not sure if it's going to stay that way. They had another Chinese in the top half of the draw, Gao Man, but she lost to Chibisova in the first round. So Chinese still looking for a super heavyweight to take the place of Tong Wen. And in the plus 100 kilo category, well, the number 1 seed was Renat Saidov. He went over to Daniel Natia of Romania, and it's an all-Romanian final. Daniel Natia will face his teammate Vladut Simionescu in an all-Romanian final in the plus 100 kilo category. The one to watch, I think, certainly on paper, and don't miss, Kayla Harrison, the former world champion, will face Sol Kyung, another former world champion. The American is the current Olympic champion at under 78 kilos. She lost out in the quarterfinal to Jo Abigail, and we'll see Jo on the other side. The youngster Uschi Steenhuis, she gets a shot at a bronze medal, but she's got to get past the tough Hungarian Jo Abigail. That was quite a field in the under 78 kilo category. All right, we're just a few seconds away from starting. Let's go to the middle of the map. The first of the contests we're going to see is Karolis Bauza of Lithuania. He faces Kirill Voprosov of Russia. Sit back and enjoy all the action. Vladimir Nutsubidze of Georgia is the referee for this one as he takes his place in the middle. And then into the arena come the two contestants. Lithuanian is up first, Karolis Bauza, and there is Kirill Voprosov, followed in by Vitaly Makarov, the Russian coach. Right, the fighters are primed and ready. The slightly smaller crowd than we had yesterday, I'm afraid. Sit back and watch this one. Ojigari from Bauza just to get things underway. Lost out to Todd Christian in a really close contest, and it was Noel van ter Ende of the Netherlands who defeated Voprosov in the second of the semi-finals. He's been in the wars a little bit today. Voprosov took a bump to the head there, but none the worse for wear, and they get back on with it. Half a minute gone. Just that one bump to the head, and then Bauza looking to go left-sided with that Satemi Waza, but it doesn't catch Voprosov. Just moves off to his left and avoids that. To his right, beg your pardon. Just struggling to get a grip here, both fighters, and as soon as they do, Voprosov throws out that left leg for the Kojigari, but Bauza's wise to it and almost comes up with a counter, and then the Russian picks up a penalty. Again, the Kojigari almost upsets Voprosov. Manages to stay on his front, and there's no score. A few people beginning to trickle in, fill up some of the empty seats, but doesn't look that promising. They were slow to come in yesterday, but when they arrived, they made quite a racket. They had drums and bagpipes and things. It was quite an afternoon. Slightly subdued in comparison today. Single Shido against Voprosov at the moment. A little over 3 minutes left to go. Bauza trying to go low, right-sided, but that didn't come off. Voprosov had a useful grip there, and that's probably what forced Bauza into making that attack. He felt a strong grip from the Russian and decided to throw in an attack quickly, as he does there. Again, looking to go left-sided with the Satemi Waza, but as previously, Voprosov is able to defend against it fairly easily. 2.5 minutes left to go. Oh, that was a nice counter. That was a really nice counter. Bauza had the original attack with the Tanio Toshi looking to go around the back. Voprosov turned and ended up in control and on top of Bowser. Is this going to score? I wonder. He avoids the attack. I'm not sure if there's anything. Yeah. Well, once they decided that there was some control, then they had to give a nip on. He's going to want to have a look at the big screen. Yeah. The question is whether Vopros had any control of Bowser on the way down. And to me, the answer was yes. Certainly in the top half of the body. Yeah. You can see Voprosov's reaction here. He feels it going around the back and he turns immediately at the top. The top half of the body is what really does it for me. He knows that that's his technique. The next of the bronze medal matches, Mamadali Mediev of Azerbaijan faces Cyril Grossklaus of Switzerland. It's Mamadali in the white judogi and Grossklaus in blue. Anna Maria Friedrich is the referee for this one, Hungarian, to take charge in the middle of the under 90 kilo category, second of the under 90 kilo category bronze medal matches. Right, we're underway with the second of the bronze medal matches. Mediev in the white judogi, Grossklaus in blue. Mediev just proving a little difficult to get hold of. Left hand of Grossklaus hasn't been on once, but it's both fighters who end up picking up penalties. Mediev picks up a second penalty now and then almost gets hold of Grossklaus, but the Swiss fighter senses that coming, turns and lands on his front. So no score. This time it's Grossklaus on the attack. Mediev having to do the defending. 2 minutes gone. Just the penalties given out. 2 to Mediev and 1 to Grossklaus. That's the state of things at the moment. Mediev with a tentative stab there at Uchimata left-sided. And then he goes for a big hip technique, which Grossklaus looks to counter. Succeeds on lifting him up, but couldn't bring him down onto his back. Big Koso Tagaki effort there from Medvedev. Medvedev looks the stronger of the two at the moment, but it's Großklaus who's got the dangerous attacking waza. Medvedev slightly more the counters. Not at all sure about that one. Großklaus has been given the Yuko. But it really wasn't one way or the other. Just had that feeling that it wasn't that convincing. So no score. Two penalties apiece with a minute 40 odd left to go. Not the best of efforts from Medvedev, and it was easily blocked by the Swiss fighter. Well, nervous times now. We've got a little over a minute left to go. Neither fighter able to come up with a score yet, and they're both stranded there on two penalties apiece. Someone's got to come up with something to break the deadlock. It won't be that effort from Medvedev. Way too far away and lost control with the hands. Half a minute left then. Might be looking at golden score unless... Nope. Großklaus manages to come up with the Seoinage right in the last half minute. Low left-sided. And he had a nice grip just above the left elbow. Großklaus will pick up a third penalty here. This time for avoiding to take a grip. He's just got to make sure that he stays in the area, doesn't commit a false attack. No, it's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Großklaus it is then who comes up with a win. The single score of Wazari in the last 30 seconds was enough to do it for the Swiss player. So Vопроsov and Großklaus will be on the podium as bronze medal winners. Only came alive in the last minute when both fighters realized that time was slipping away. And it was Großklaus who came up with that winning Seoinage effort there. Coming up next, the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 78 kilo category. Hirsche Steenhuis of the Netherlands faces Jo Abigail of Hungary. It's Steenhuis in the white judogi, Jo in blue. Second best of the categories today, I think, and a really good field that included Felenczek as the number 1 seed. She got knocked out by Victoria Turks, who we'll see in the final a little bit later on. There was Sol Kyung, the 2013 world champion. Kirsten Thiele, the Olympic silver medalist in the under 70 kilo category. And Kayla Harrison of the United States of America, the current Olympic champion. So lots of action. I've just been handed my raffle tickets for the afternoon. That's rather nice gesture from them. Look a bit odd if I win, I think. You'll all be shouting out "fix" as I run up there to collect my 42-inch television screen. Raffle tickets. Nice touch from the organisers. Always nice to see the new matchups. This one, Steenhuis and Jo, because Steenhuis has got good, strong upper body. Well, they've both had a go with their Uchimata efforts. Neither of them with any success. This is the third matchup between this pair. Steenhuis has won one of their previous encounters. That was the first time that they fought at the European Open in Warsaw earlier this year. She lost to Jo at the European Championships in Montpellier. That was a month later. Steenhuis deciding to try to go outside and bring her opponent forward with that Makikomi effort, but it's a little bit laboured. Took a long time for the technique to develop, and by that time you could feel it coming and managed to block it. Now it's Jo's turn to attack with the Makikomi, but Steenhuis is up to defending that one as well. Well, they've both been attempting their own styles of Uchimata, and now Jo comes up with a score. Yuko. Half a minute left to go. Yo leading by that single score. Steenhuis looking for a way past the strong defence of the Hungarian. It's not happening at the moment. One last go at this then for Steenhuis. 6 seconds to go. Got to get her hands on Yo and just throw everything at it. Oh, she couldn't come up with the score, and it's Yo Abigail who scored that single Yuko earlier on. She takes the contest and the first of the bronze medals in the under 78 kilo category. Let's have a look at some of the highlights. Right, coming up next, Kayla Harrison of the United States of America faces Sol Kyung of North Korea. It's Harrison in the white judogi and Sol in blue. First, the second of the bronze medal matches in the under 78 kilo category. Well, we're underway with the second bronze medal match then. Sol picked up a foot injury in a previous contest, and she's now got that injury strapped up. Never fought each other, these two. That wasn't the best efforts. Now a chance to work on the ground. Both fighters a little bit defensive here as they try and work one another out. Mr. Ri, one of the North Korean coaching staff, next to him the translator. He doesn't speak a great deal of English. Almost countered there by Harrison, and now a chance for the arm lock. Sol was pretty strong there and managed to lift Harrison off the tatami. The referee called mate. 2 minutes left to go, no score yet. Harrison picks up a penalty for passivity. Oh, yeah. On the rebound, Sol catching Harrison. Looking to take a one-way, and then Harrison almost bounced off the body, if you see this. There, and then the other way. Original intention was to bring her forward. Ended up taking her off to her side. Harrison with trademark big hip technique there. Couldn't bring Sol down onto the scoring part of the body, just onto her front. For that reason, there was no score. Harrison wants to go over on that right hip again. That's where she looked dangerous, but Sol went low and blocked that. Sol's got to keep up the rate of attack. She doesn't want to fall behind here, pick up a penalty, or to commit a false attack. Got to keep it real and keep the timing right. Well, contest judges decided that they wanted to give Sol a penalty for that last effort. Call from the referee there, no score. Yeah, came up with the counter. Couldn't quite come up with the scoring part of the body. It looked good from this angle. 20 odd seconds left to go. Another poor effort. Del Popolo, Marty Malloy, Frenchie all watching on. One big effort on the right again. Here it comes. No, still not. And that was it. I think 5 seconds left to go. It's not going to happen. Well, 2 losses for the Olympic champion today. One, I think, was a learning process, and there were a lot of positives, actually, despite the fact that Harrison lost that one to Yo. This one, well, I'm afraid to say, no positives in this one. Sol just managed to get the single score on the board and then avoided picking up any penalties. She limps off the match. She was troubled by that right foot, but in the end came away the winner. Sol Kyung takes the second of the bronze medals in the under 78 kilo category. There's a look at some of the highlights. Right, coming onto the mat now then, Lis Bouyakoub of Algeria. He faces Elmar Gazimov of Azerbaijan. It's Bouyakoub in the white judogi, Gazimov in blue. It's the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 100 kilo category. In the middle, take control of this one, Vladimir Nitko, the referee. All kinds of strapping on the hands of the Algerian Bouyakoub. Obviously had some problems with his fingers. There's a lot of tape on there. Well, he couldn't hold on to one side of the jacket for too long. He managed to get away with that, but he hasn't gotten away with the passivity penalty. Gazimov, that is. A bit unlucky with that Makikomi effort. The setup was right. The entry was good, but he just lost contact with the hand. He couldn't pull his opponent's left arm across his body and come up with a score. I think they want blue to have a Shido. Crowd starting to, well, they were behind Bouyakoub anyway, the Algerian. Oh, chance there for a pick-up. No, it's gone now. And again, the Makikomi effort fails. A little bit too far away with the left leg this time. Gazimov picks up a second penalty. Not going to please the Azeris in the crowd. 2 penalties against their man and 2:20 odd left to go. Gazimov making things difficult for himself here. He's picked up 2 penalties and he hasn't been able to generate any real offense, and he looks a bit tired. Try and get this out of the way as quickly as possible. Gazimov trying to work something off both sleeves. Well, that didn't come off. Yakub's defence proved up to it. And now we've got less than a minute and a half to go. Picks up a penalty for a false attack. And then it's cancelled. Some advice being barked out to both the fighters. Not sure how much they can hear, but there's plenty being said to them. It's Gazimov who attacks first on the right side, but Yakub defends that. "16 seconds left to go. Hardly time for Gazimov to try and put a score on the board, because nothing that he's shown in this particular contest has suggested that. It's Lis Bouyakoub of Algeria who wins out here and takes the first of the bronze medal matches in the under 100 kilo category. Oops. Bouyakoub is going to get spoken to. And he is actually. One of the IGF staff immediately pulled him from the mat and said, "Oi." Right, coming up next, Toma Nikiforov of Belgium faces Cyril Marais of France. It's Nikiforov in the white judogi and Marais in blue. Vladimir Vostrikov of Russia is the referee in this one. He moved to Tumin recently. I was having a chat with him on the bus this morning, and he said his family have settled in Tumin. Glad it's going well for him. Refereed at the 2012 London Olympics. Nikiforov, just 21, out of the juniors now. Quite successful in the Europeans anyway. Strong fighter. Once he settles at senior level, I think he's going to be around for a while. Murray catches Nikiforov there. Throwing the Belgian with Haramaki Komi. So Yuko on the board for Murray. He came in here this morning as the number 1 seed. Didn't quite live up to top billing, or else he'd have been in the final, wouldn't he? But he lost out in the semi-final to Dimi Peters of Germany, and had a chance to work on the ground, but Nikiforov's defense proves good, and Vostrikov calls Mate. The pair stand up. There you go. Haramaki Komi. And now Nikiforov with a third penalty. No, second penalty. I don't know how they got a third one on. Second penalty picks up by Nikiforov. Woo! He's completely over-rotated him with that Haragoshi. Put him right onto his front. So no score. Here goes Murray again, but he hasn't got control of that one. And Nikiforov doesn't have an attack from there. It was an awkward position. He was too far away to start attacking the arm. That was Nikiforov going over onto his front. So that's why that one failed. Well, that's why it didn't score. Well, the technique failed. That's a different matter. Big Osotogari effort from the Belgian, but Murray covers up, goes to ground. And that attack breaks down. Madeleine Malonga just sitting behind Catherine Unterwertsacher. The teams mingling now. Well, those who've fought anyway. Malonga fought in the under 78 kilo category this morning. We'll start to Kayla Harrison, I think. Let's see Nikiforov trying to ambush Murray with this big arm over the back. Oh, almost stepped onto it. Minute to go. Still the Yuko lead for Murray. He tacks right-sided there, but Nikiforov steps away from that. He's picked up 2 penalties, Nikiforov. So even a Yuko here wouldn't be enough to give him the contest. He needs Wazari or Ippon, of course. With 30 odd seconds left, he may as well go for it. He does. He goes right-sided and just fails to turn Murray over. They get another shot at it here. 22 seconds left to go. Not what the doctor ordered, I'm afraid. Nice turnover there from Marais. Nikiforov still fancied engaging in a bit of newaza, but it was all over. And it's Cyril Marais of France who takes the second of the bronze medals. Right, after those highlights, we've got the first of the bronze medal matches in the plus 78 kilo category. Svetlana Yaromka of the Ukraine faces Sarah Adlington of Great Britain. It's Yaromka in white and Adlington in blue. Look at the two fighters, 25 and 28. I mixed up the positions of the age and the number of wins that they had, and I thought for a moment that Yaromka was 25 and that Adlington was 69. So my mistake. Just I read the wrong line. Wongo Chow is the referee in the middle. Henny Schneider and Christopher Fulk watching on, waiting for Karl Richard Frey, Franziska Konitz, and Luisa Malza. And there are a few Germans in the mix for medals. None in the plus 100 kilo category, though. Breitbart has already gone out, I think. We'll be seeing him. Right, we're underway with the first of the bronze medal matches. Svetlana Yaromka of the Ukraine in white and Sarah Adlington of Great Britain in blue. The shorter of the two is the Ukrainian. Don't be mistaken into thinking that her short stature nullifies any good judo that she may have. She's got some useful throwing skills, the Ukrainian. Banged a few people over earlier today. Mr. Long decides that he's going to penalise Yaromka for passivity, and he does. Colin Oates was in that shot there with a nasty black eye that he picked up yesterday. Got a knee into the eye area and left him with a big shiner. Nasty bruise there. It's colouring up badly. Had some ice on it yesterday, but it's not going to stop it from discolouring. 2:40 odd left to go. No score yet. Just the single Shido picked up by Yaromka for passivity. Yaromka has picked up a second penalty. Now Adlington also collected one. Minute and a half left to go. Still waiting for the first score. Both fighters penalised against now. Yaronka's picked up 3 penalties, Adlington 2. Still 50 odd seconds left to go. And a nice Ojigari there from Yaronka. Yuko on the board and straight into the Osai Komi. Svetlana Yaronka of Ukraine comes up the winner there. All happened in the last 40 seconds. Well, there was one scoring technique in there. Let's have a look at that. Ojigari bringing down Adlington. Yaronka taking the bronze medal. Right, the next of the bronze medal matches features another Ukrainian, Irina Kinzerska. And she's up against Ksenia Chibisova of Russia. It'll be Kinzerska in white, Chibisova in blue. There's a look at the two fighters. Differing body types. You'll see what I'm talking about. That's body type number 1, Kinzerska. And there's body type number 2, Chibisova. Just taller, I suppose they're, you know, Kinzerska's probably about 10, 12 kilos heavier. But Chibisova has got a bit of height on her. Let's see what happens here, because she's got good throwing skills, the Russian. Threw a couple of people earlier on well today. And when she gets brave and goes big, they go over quite heavily. They're all searching for heavyweights. There you go. Again, it's the Haramaki Komi that does it. Natalia Kozyutina is up there to cheer her teammate on. I'm really pleased for Chibisova, because it's about time that the Russians found a genuine heavyweight. He's an attractive proposition for them as well, not just, you know, not just because she looks good, but she's actually got some judo. This is a nice counter here. And she's just starting to move well. That's the other thing Chibiseva's done. She's got a bit of movement in her judo, and it's a promising start for her heavyweight career. Xenia Chibiseva and Svetlana Yaromka take bronze medals in the plus 78 kilo category. I think that's the third ippon from Chibiseva today. Because Yutina cheering her teammate on. Right, coming up next, the first of the bronze medal matches in the plus 100 kilo category. Maciej Czarnecki of Poland faces Daniel Allersdorfer of Austria. Cho Min-sun is the referee in the middle from South Korea. There's a look at Allersdorfer. Some of the Austrian team watching on. Bernadette Graf, who lost out to Laura Vargas Koch yesterday, and Catherine Unterwürzacher. And their feet up today. Allersdorfer's only 21. He's got plenty of time as a heavyweight. I was going to say he's got plenty of time to grow into the category, but I think he's already done that. I'm not sure if he's going to get... He doesn't need to get any bigger. That's as good as it gets. Well, neither of these fighters are lighting up the tatami, are they? Allersdorfer's picked up a single Shido. Czarnecki decides that he's going to try something right-sided, but just as he attempts to move over onto that side, Allersdorfer's on the move, so you need a little bit of speed. Neither of these two are generating much speed at the moment. I don't think the referee's going to let this go on much longer. Yeah, she's seen enough there. And it's Allersdorfer who picks up a second penalty now. Well, it hasn't galvanised him into action, has it? That second penalty. He's thought about going right-sided there, but was blocked by the Polish fighter. Really struggled to produce anything. Both fighters pick up penalties, but Allerstorfer is now on 3. Czarnecki just the 1. We're inside the last minute and still hoping for a score from one of these two. Allerstorfer threatening there momentarily with the left arm around the hip. Thought about the Ogoshi and then his feet didn't get going. Tominson just stopped the contest for a moment and thought about giving a penalty, but Allerstorfer just attacked. So took a hold back on that one. Oh dear. 20 odd seconds left to go. And then Allerstorfer gets turned over there, rather agriculturally, right at the end. Dumped on his back. He's going to lose out there anyway, but it's Maciej Czarnecki of Poland who wins that one. Right, we've got the second of the plus 100 kilo category bronze medal matches coming up. And it's Roy Meyer of the Netherlands. He faces Renat Saidov of Russia. We've already seen the Russians take a medal with Chibisova and Voprosov. So it could be medal number 3 for the Russians. It's their last chance anyway, so Saidov could wrap it up for the Russians. Meyer on the left-hand side of your picture, Renat Saidov in blue on the right. Drummers just finishing up there on time as we get underway with the last of the bronze medal matches. Shaped for Koji Gari there, and then Ippon Seoinage from Maya. Saidov still working on a grip. He likes the right-sided Taetoshi, and at times, here's the Uchimata. Follow this up with Sumigation, and then an attempt into Jujigatami. That's his pattern. That must be the cameraman's go-to picture when the Russians are fighting. Natalia Kozyutina in the shot. A whole host of them up there. Oh, almost had him on the end of the Osodogari there, the side of. Skips away from the mat edge, and then side of up there with that Uchimata effort, but didn't have proper control of the top half of the body. Tall guy, side of, towering over Roy Maya. You stand next to Maya, he's tall, powerfully built. Uchimata, and the Dutchman steps off that. Sure, there's a counter here for Maya, and I'm sure there's a combination for Saidov. I'd put my money on the combination at the moment. Uchimata, and then probably Taetoshi, when Maya was only standing on one leg. It's probably the best bet. Well, Maya would have done better going straight into the nearwater instead of celebrating. Premature celebration of the technique allowed. This is where he should have gone into nearwater. And whilst he was celebrating, whilst Maya was celebrating, Saidov turned onto his front. So it was too late for Maya to do anything on the ground, but you learn, don't you? Sometimes it just takes some people longer to learn. Maya, I mean, he throws his man, he's got his hands out there. Why don't you hold him? Missed his chance there. He's a fun guy, though. I'm sure he will take it in good humour, but he missed his chance there. No, we've included another Russian in the shot there. Katerina Valkova manages to squeeze into the shot. Did a wide angle lens, we got the whole of the Russian team. 2 minutes left to go. Maya still leading by Wazari, having thrown Saidov, but failed to follow him down to the ground. He's going to realise how silly that is the longer the contest goes on, because it's going to take more and more out of him. There's the point that you hold him. Had your man on. Oh, trouble on the arm now. He was lucky there. He was lucky. Because Saidov was looking to rip that arm off. Maya managed to wriggle his way out of trouble. Still over a minute to go. That's not a bad effort, but it's blocked by Saidov. Little over a minute left to go. Maya's going to pick up a penalty here for stepping out. Yeah, I mean, that's what I was wondering, why he hadn't picked the penalty up. Seidov was wondering the same thing. But with only one Judo and 50-odd seconds left to go, it's not to worry about. That's another good effort from Maya. Seidov just managing to move around to his right and avoid getting caught. But that was a good effort from the Dutchman. And now breathing heavily with 40-odd seconds left to go. His coach suggesting that he should try to use stiff arms to keep Seidov out, but that may play into Seidov's hands because it's his arm that Seidov wants to get hold of. Second penalty from Maya, now 35 seconds left to go, and Seidov picks up a penalty for passivity. No, take that passivity penalty away. Oh, he missed again. Nervous Kozyutina. She's leading the cheering section. No wonder they keep going to her. 20-odd seconds left to go. Oh, that's another one. He knows it now. One more slip and he'll lose this, Maya. Can't afford to step out. Can't afford a false attack. Got to go now, has Seidov. No, it's done. Maya's going to take it. He looks at the clock, 2 seconds. He knows that Seidov is not going to get anywhere near him. Yep, don't worry, he won't, says Maya. he's all over him, Seidov. Roy Maya squeezes his way past Rinat Seidov of Russia to take a bronze medal for the Dutch here in Abu Dhabi. Well, there'll be a few highlights from that. We're going to take a short break, just a couple of minutes whilst they get things ready for the gold medal matches, and we'll be back with all 5 of the gold medal matches. Stay with us. We bring you live coverage from the Grand Slam 2014 here in Abu Dhabi. Coming up next, the final of the under 90 kilo category. Todd Christian of Hungary faces Noel van der End of the Netherlands. It's Superboy versus Superman. I'm telling you, because that's what they call Noel van der End, Superman. So Todd Christian, who's still a junior, he's got to be Superboy, hasn't he? André Santos of Brazil is the referee, and there he is, the man to beat, Todd Christian, and maybe the man to beat him, Noel van der End. Todd came in here as the #1 seed, Noel van der End the #2, so that's worked out, hasn't it? 1 versus 2 in the final of the under 90 kilo category. Bring him onto his back. Van der End, that is. I pick up a penalty for dropping there. Mata from Toth has Van der End defending, just lifting the leg up and stepping off that attack. Ojigari almost countered by Van der End, and that was so quick. The reactions from the Dutchman were so quick there. Bear in mind that Toth is such a strong fighter. Noel van der End really reacted quickly there. Two penalties picked up by Van der End at the moment. But he hasn't let that get in the way of things in the past. He's managed to come back from being down. See how he manages here. Hasn't given up a score yet, and he's looked the most threatening of the two. Third penalty. Real problems for Van der End now, as he's got to come up with a score and avoid picking up another penalty. There's an accidental clash of heads there, and I'm not sure who came off the worst for wear. It was probably Todd Christian. Well, Todd has had to go to the mat edge to take, or to get some treatment. Let's hope it's nothing serious, and he'll be back in a second. Right, here he is, and we're ready to get back underway. Final of the under 90 kilo category. No score yet between Todd and Van der End. There's a little over a minute left to go, but Van der End has picked up 2 penalties. I'm sure there was a third on there. He must have cancelled that one out anyway. Just the 2 on the board, so we'll go with that. No, momentarily in Osai Komi there. Todd's going to prove a little bit too clever here for Van der End. He may not secure the Osai Waza, but what he'll do is to burn up the time on the clock, and that will take away any opportunity that Van der End has got to score. 16 seconds left to go. This one is going the way of the Hungarian. Todd Christian it is, of Hungary, who manages to take the contest from Noel van der End, and we'll hear the Hungarian national anthem for the second time in 7 days. He won the Junior World Championships in Fort Lauderdale last weekend, and here he is this weekend taking the Abu Dhabi Grand Slam title. Right, we've got some highlights, and then we'll be back with the second of the gold medal contests. Right, coming up next, the final of the under 78 kilo category. Victoria Turks of the Ukraine faces Luisa Malzahn of Germany. It'll be Turks in the white judogi and Malzahn in blue. Sometimes you may wonder why it is that the fighter is walking so slowly to the mat. Luisa Malzahn is walking a little bit quicker, and that's because her cameraman is better at walking backwards. It's as simple as that. And there's one little fella operating the first camera, and he takes baby steps on the way back, so the bigger fighters have to slow down or else they'll be on top of him. A minor point. Let's get underway with the action. Turks in the white judogi, Malzahn in blue. Malzahn came in as the number 2 seed. Victoria Turks it was who knocked out the number 1 seed in the second round, Anna Maria Valencic of Slovenia. Malzahn on the board with that score of Yuko. Turks coming up with the Sumigaeshi attempt, but Malzahn just skips over that without too much trouble. Well, she's going to do what Roy Meyer didn't, and that's to hold her opponent after scoring Wazari. Good struggle here by Turks, but it's Malzahn of Germany who wins out there. Kirsten Thiele of Germany claps her teammate. So, Luisa Malzahn takes the Grand Slam title here in Abu Dhabi. Call from the referee there. Good score for Zari. Now we've got the awarding ceremony in the under 90 kilo category. Let's go down to the far end of the competition hall and see the lineup of medal winners. Right, the bronze medals go to Kirill Voprosov of Russia and Cyril Grossklaus of Switzerland. Silver medalists, there's Noel van den Ende of the Netherlands. And the gold medal goes to Todd Christian of Hungary. Can't keep him off the podium, Todd Christian. He gives Todd a bit of a whack there, doesn't he? Now the national anthem of Hungary. There's the winning quartet. Grossklaus for Prosov, the bronze medals. Van den Ende silver and Top, the gold. Party time again here in Abu Dhabi as the band gets underway in the cheering section. No idea what they're cheering about. Anyway. Dimitri Peters and Karl Richard Frey, the two Germans, going to go head to head here. Happy bunch of guys in the stands, drumming away and clapping away, keeping up the rhythm. Bit of dancing. Okay, that's the musical introduction for the fighters. Dimitri Peters of Germany in white, Karl Richard Frey of Germany in blue. We're underway with the final of the under 100 kilo category. Two more to bring you after this one. Almost got caught there. Frey's got really, really good counters. Peters at 30 must have seen Karl Richard Frey, who's 23, coming up. There's 7 years difference. That's a big gap in judo. So if you think of this 7 years ago, well, 7 years ago, Karl Richard Frey was just a 16-year-old. Couldn't have troubled anybody, really, at 16. Not someone like Dimitri Peters, who was 23. So they were worlds apart at that point. They wouldn't even have been on the same mat. And now, here's Frey threatening Peters and threatening to take the #1 spot as well. Well, he's not quite ready yet, is he? Because Peters takes him over for Wazari there. And he's going to have to tap out. Arm was out. Couldn't defend against it, and in the end had to tap out. The win there for Karl Richard Frey, who can't really look Peters in the eye. He's that disappointed. He wanted that, but it's not quite there yet. Terrific effort from Peters there. What a technique that was. Even a man as strong as Karl Richard Frey couldn't get off it. And once the arm was out, he was going to have to tap out. Right, we come now to the awarding ceremony in the under 78 kilo category. Let's have a look and see what the lineup is like. Bronze medals go to Sol Kyung of North Korea, and bronze medal to Yo Abigail of Hungary. Silver medal goes to Victoria Turks, a fine performance from her. But the gold medal goes to Luisa Malzahn of Germany. Victoria Turks fought really well today. She knocked out Anna Maria Valenchek in the second round. to the final and lost out to Louisa Martin. But here's the national anthem of Germany. Sol Kyung and Yo Abigail took bronze medals. Victoria Turk the silver and Louise Malzahn the gold. There's a chance to hear the German national anthem again. Franziska Konitz will have to defeat Yu Song if we're going to have that on the cards. Well, we'll see. Konitz in the white judogi, Yu in blue. It's Germany and China going head to head in this final of the plus 78 kilo category. Right, the final of the plus 78 kilo category. It's been a while since these two have been under any weight. Both been fighting at plus 78 for quite some time. First time that they've faced each other, Konitz and Yu. Can't remember seeing Franziska Konitz in Qingdao. She may have fought there before, I don't know. But if she did, it's surprising that she hasn't come up against Yu before. Misses with that Uchimata attempt. She comes from Qingdao, and the first time that they entered her into that event, it was just as a fill-in, but she did so well that they've continued to pick her for the last sort of 3-4 years. She's now been around. I went to her wedding last year as well. Well, a wedding party anyway. Just happened to be at the time of the Qingdao Grand Prix, and I got an invitation, so I thought, why not? Went to a wedding party. Great fun. For the most part, it's the footwork that's lacking with the heavyweight women. They don't get into the best positions, and therefore they don't always come up with good techniques. Kirsten Thiele with a few words of encouragement for Connie. Good effort. Really, absolutely super. And that's what I mean about the footwork. Going to need to see the doctor on the mat, I think. She's bending the knee. Song throwing Franziska Konitz for Ippon. Well, the nice thing is that she doesn't trap the leg for too long. There's a point there, but she comes off it, so it could be stretched. And she's got her weight on it, she's standing up. Could be strained, the ligaments could be strained, and she's walking unaided, gingerly, but she could have strained the ligaments in there, I think. Doesn't look like any joint damage, and that would be the dangerous thing. Right, we've got the awarding ceremony in the men's under 100 kilo category coming up now. Let's go down to the far end of the competition hall. Let's see if we can hear our stadium announcer, Luis Torres. Well, they're still cheering Konitz out of the arena, so we're not going to hear that much. Bronze medals went to Cyril Marais of France and Lise Bouyakoub of Algeria. Silver medal to Karl Richard Frey. But the gold medal goes to Dimitri Peters of Germany. Marais and Bouyakoub, the bronze medalists, and the two Germans getting split up for silver and gold. Karl Richard Frey, the silver, and Dimitri Peters, the gold. And it was really good at the end there as Karl Richard Frey turned to Dimitri Peters and shook his hand, put his arm around and said, "Well done, mate, you know, good." Well, he didn't say that because he speaks German, but he would have said something similar. Anyway, we come now to the last of the contests in this Grand Slam. It's the plus 100 kilo category for men, and the final is an all-Romanian matchup between Daniel Natia in the white judogi and Vladut Simionescu of Romania. Well, this one will give them the bragging rights for a while anyway, because they've got a youngster coming up in Romania who will challenge. Maybe not in the next 18 months, but certainly in the lead up to Rio, if he sticks around. One of these two will probably go. And one of these is going to have to do something better than we've just seen in that first minute. A little bit of a stalemate there. Uchimata left-sided from Simionescu. I think he may be the better thrower of the two, Simionescu. It was a rather weak effort there, though. He just appeared to collapse with Natia falling on top of him, but it's not surprised given the sheer bulk of his opponent. Must be up there at 160 kilos, I'd imagine. It's quite a weight to be moving around. Ojigari from Simionescu just stepped off there, did Natia. Seemed to handle that without too much trouble. Got a good grip here, doesn't like the left arm stuck into his ribs by Simionescu, but tries the Yoko Sutemi-waza, but he just succeeds in throwing himself and not Simionescu, so there's no score. And we've got a little under 3 minutes left to go. Simionescu thought about the left-sided makikomi there, turned his feet in well, got the arm going, but never moved Natia. I'm not sure, but trying to do something from that standing still position is the best, and if he gets anywhere near him, it'll be all over. Komi has been called, and well, difficult to get a man that size off. Natia it is, who wins the battle of the Romanians in this final of the plus 100 kilo category. It's the last of the finals as well. We've got two awarding ceremonies to bring you. One is the one that you've just seen, the plus 100 kilo category, but before that we'll have a look at the highlights from this contest, and then we'll have the awarding ceremony for the women plus 78 kilos. Here we go. That could be anybody's finger, really, couldn't it? I do believe that it's Daniel Natier's, though. Right, let's have a look at the awarding ceremony in the plus 78 kilo category. First of the bronze medals to Ksenia Chibisova of Russia, improving all the time, and the important thing is she's improving her judo skills. And the second of the bronze medals goes to Svetlana Yaromka of Ukraine. Silver medal to Franziska Konitz of Germany, and I'm glad to see that she's stepped up onto the podium on her own without too much pain, or without showing too much pain in that knee injury that she sustained. And the gold medal goes to Yu Song of China. Going to be a happy flight back to Qingdao, which is the next IJF competition that we're going to be bringing you. The next broadcast, however, will be from Wrocław in Poland next week, when we bring you live coverage of the Under-23 European Championships. So join us for that, starting on Friday, Saturday and Sunday next week. We will be, oh no, beg your pardon, the week after. Jumping the gun there. Let me give you the dates for that. Before we get this wrong. Okay, we'll do this after the national anthem of China. Right, it'll be the 14th of November. We'll bring you live coverage of the European Championships for under-23s from Wrocław in Poland, 14th, 15th and 16th of November. And the week after that, we'll go to Qingdao in China. We'll follow that as the second part of the Asia Tour with Jeju in Korea, South Korea, from the 27th to the 29th. And then we'll end up in Tokyo. That's the 5th, 6th and 7th in Japan. So Judo takes a break for 1 week, and then we'll be back for the next 4. Right, so we may stick around for that then. Luis Torres has just told us that we've got another ceremony. So it won't take us a couple of minutes to do that one, and then we'll do the wrap-up after that. That was Louisa Maltzahn throwing Victoria Turks. We've got the awarding ceremony in the plus 100 kilo category coming up next. Just out of your camera shot, we've had the most wonderful times with the flag ceremony. I've experienced anything like it. They've got it right every time, but only just. Right, it's the plus 100 kilo category awarding ceremony now. There are the 4 medal winners all lined up. the first of the bronze medalists. Here's Roy Meyer of the Netherlands. And alongside him is Maciej Szanaszki of Poland. Silver medal goes to Vladut Simionescu of Romania. His teammate, however, takes the gold. That's Daniel Natia of Romania. He just stuck to him, didn't he? Couldn't get away once he got on his back. Natia just really held on to him and there was no way out. Now the national anthem of Romania. Right, well, we've got one more ceremony to bring you on usually because we're going to stick around to see the male and female player of the day. Let's have a guess then. Well, it's got to be Luisa Malzahn. Yeah, Luisa Malzahn for me, best female player of the day. And then best male player of the day, well, probably they'll go for Todd Christian. Peters, Yu Song. Well, it's either Yu Song or Malzahn. I'd have gone for Malzahn myself. Natia, Peters or Todd. Got to see who won most by Ippon, but Todd Christian probably. We'll see what their decision is. And they've gone completely the other way. Yu Song and Daniel Natia have been asked to remain behind, so that's who's going to get those. I mean, totally random. Anyway, the live stream player of the day. Live stream player of the day would have been Luisa Malzahn and Todd Christian. No? Okay, we're good. Right, Daniel Natea was the best male player of the day, and beg your pardon, Yu Song of China was the best female player of the day. As I said earlier, we'll bring you more live judo in 2 weeks' time from Wrocław in Poland. It's the Under-23 European Championships. And then after that, we've got 3 weeks, the Asia Tour, Qingdao, Jeju, and Tokyo. But from everyone in the broadcast studio in Abu Dhabi, thanks for all of your help, and thank you to everyone for joining us. But from us here, bye-bye for now.